Mabuhay ug madaya, we are the Group 4 and we are presenting or discussing the destination branding and marketing. So first, this is our overview on what we will be discussing to you today. So first is we have branding, destination image, stakeholder, branding process, sense of place, destination as brands, branding, destination image and branding, development of brand identity, strategies for promoting destination, film-induced tourism, strategies for attracting visitors, image marketing, attraction marketing, infrastructure marketing, people marketing, and also challenge of destination branding. So now let's discuss about branding. So branding is the process of creating a slogan from a message and then designing a symbol or logo that will communicate to potential visitor the image of the city along with the features, benefit, and values that it has offered. It is a distinctive name or symbol which identifies a product or set of products which differentiates from its competitors. When you say branding, this is a really important part or the process of building a business. Because without branding, how would people know your business or how your business will be known for your target market? So you need to build a branding. For the process for creating branding is from a message, then designing a symbol or logo that will communicate your target market. Because if you don't have any branding names or any branding logo, do you think that your target market will be able to know your business? No. So this is the first or most important thing to do when you are building a business. After, it has a destination image. Destination image is commonly defined as the sum of beliefs, idea, and impression that the person has of a destination. Define image as an individual's mental representation of knowledge, beliefs, feelings, and global impression about a destination. When you say destination image, it also refers to the image of what expectation your target market will be. What the representation of the individual's mental representation about their knowledge, beliefs, feelings, and global impression about your destination. So we need to achieve the expectation of our customers when we are promoting in one of the destination. Also, not just on business, but we also need this destination image for also promoting a spot for our tourists. And also in destination image, it studies the further defined destination image like bidimensional construction comprised of a two domain, which is cognitive domain, affective domain. When we say cognitive domain, it is the perceptual, the perspective of your customers. It is aims to develop the mental skills and also the acquisition of knowledge of the individual. So when we say affective domain, it is evaluative. When you say evaluate, it is how the customer or our target evaluate the experience of them when they are having a tour on our promoted destination. So they will evaluate what part of their evaluation, it considers their feelings and also their opinions. So next is stakeholder. Stakeholder refer to any group or individual who can affected or is affected by the achievement of organization's objective. The UNTWO identified stakeholders in tourism destinations, tourism professionals, public authorities, as well as the press and other media. So when you say stakeholders in tourism industry, the individuals or organizations that have any interest in tourism industry. They can be directly involved in the industry, such as tourism businesses and government agencies. Or they can be indirectly involved, such as local communities and environmental groups. So next is branding process. It is a systematic approach used to create, communicate, and strengthen the firm's brand. It consists of a number of sequential steps. These steps may vary depending on who is implementing the process and the specific outcome of the firm is trying to achieve. When we say branding process, this is the systematic approach used to create and communicate the strengthened firm brand. This is the branding. This step may vary depending on who is implementing the process and what is the specific outcome of what the firm is trying to achieve. Next is sense of place. Are those aspects that make a location distinctive and memorable and thus communicate its personality. This sense of place is derived from a variety of factors which are considered the DNA of a place, and which primarily consists of the place, the physical and the cultural environment, the products with which the place associate and the people. So example of the coffee shop that you can able to see outside the campus. This is distinctive and memorable how it communicates its personality, because students nowadays is stressful with their academic, and there have a possibility that they need a coffee to energize or for them to focus on their academic studies. So this is also considered as a DNA of a place, because in each school you can able to see any coffee shop nearby, and also this is the primary consistent place with the physical and the cultural environment. This is a product with which the place associated and also the people.
Mabuhay o madayaw! I am Jamil Villarba and my topic is about destination as brands. Destination offer an amalgamation of tourism products and services which are consumed under the brand name of the destination, providing tourists with an integrated experience. It is a place where people would want to travel with specific images, features, and characteristics in mind as perceived from external and internal sources. When we say external and internal sources, internal, these are the elements that come from within the destination itself. For example, the traditions, festivals, and historical landmarks of the place. And the external sources, this refers to influences from outside the destination that share the destination is perceived by potential visitors. Opinions and experiences shared by the past visitors which can influence others' perceptions of the destinations. Now let's proceed to branding. There are many benefits of branding destinations. It helps build awareness by communicating a consistent message. There is clarity of messaging, which is important in ensuring that purchase risk of consumers are reduced. By associating the destination with a unique identity, a clear image is created in their minds of potential current and repeat customers. A clear branding also encourages repeat visits, which in return builds customers' loyalty. Branding is not just about how something looks, but also how it feels and what it promises, the experience it delivers to its audience. A strong brand creates recognition, trust, and loyalty among its audience. For example, Apple's iconic logo, which is the apple with a bite. It's simple, modern, and immediately recognizable. Apple promises cutting-edge technology that is easy to use and beautifully designed. Their tagline is "Think Different," emphasizes innovation and creativity. That's according to my research. And now let's proceed to destination image and branding. The various stakeholders of the tourism industry contribute to how images are formed. The stakeholders usually have present images in their minds. They affect the images formed within the other stakeholders. Destination image is commonly defined as the sum of beliefs, ideas, impression that a person has of a destination. Define image as an individual's mental representation of knowledge, feelings, global impressions about the destinations. Example for that is the Paris. Paris is known for its romantic image. The branding focuses on iconic symbols like Eiffel Tower, French culture, and art. The tagline of the city is the city of life, emphasizes its story and ambience. Together, destination image and branding help shape how a location is perceived by potential visitors and can significantly influence tourism and economic growth. That's the end of my topic.
Mabuhay ug madayong. My name is Clarice Joy Egaogan and my topic is about development of brand identity. According to Aiken and Campello in 2011, argued that a place brand by nature belongs to the place and its people, emphasizing the role of co-creating meaning and the collective experiences of stakeholders in the development of the brand identity. According to Marzano and Scott in 2009 observes that by using their powers of persuasion and authority, stakeholders can have a positive outcome on the branding process. Here's the destination brand identity development 4 stages. First is appointment of a brand champion. A brand champion is someone from the community who is leader and is responsible and accountable. It is ensuring the brand's values, mission, and identity are effectively communicated and embodied both internally and externally. Second, identification of the brand community. The destination brand community is as important a brand communications medium as any advertising campaign since it must deliver the brand promise. A strong brand can be a unifying force for increased cooperation by all stakeholders. The examples of a strong brand is McDo and Samsung brand. And third, conduct of a destination audit. Host communities' values and sense of place, communities' view of the essence of the visitor's experience, and the destination's tourism resources. It evaluate the destination assets, challenges, and overall appeal to visitors. And lastly, production of a brand charter. Elements includes a brand mission, brand identity or essence, statement, brand values, and guidelines for implementation and auditing. It is a formal document that outlines the purpose or goals and responsibilities of a specific project, organization, or initiative. Brand identity, it refers to the collection of all brand elements that a company creates to portray the right image to its audience. So now here's the strategies for promoting destinations. First is film tourism. Film tourism is a form of tourism where visitors explore locations and destinations which have become popular due to their appearance in films on television. Second is celebrity endorsement, a marketing strategy that uses a celebrity's fame and image to promote a brand or a product. And third is a hosting of mega events. Hosting of mega events is an individual responsible for overseeing and managing the various aspects of an event. They are the face of the event and interacting with the guests. And catchy promotional gimmicks. The examples of this is like buy one take one, promo, sales, and etc. And lastly, TV, radio, and internet commercials. These gimmicks, excitement. These gimmicks add excitement and interaction to your promotional campaigns, increasing engagement and driving sales.
Mabuhay Madayaw, my name is Carla A. Calabna, where my topic is all about film-induced tourism. According to Morgan and Pritchard 2002, placing a destination in a film is the ultimate tourism product placement. Film is considered to be most effective imaging medium by Croy 2010. Recently, there has been a surge of interest on research that dealt with how films actually influence destination image and choice among its audience, as well as its socio-economic impact on the place. Film and television series shot on location have piqued the interest and desire of viewers to visit the destination. So, ang pasabot ane is, kanang mga makita nato sa mga movie nga ilang while ga-shoots nila is mo na mga location, diya sila nag-shoot sa isa ka location na kanang mura po sila ga-promote good sa isa good ka location ana. For example ani is katong Camp Saway kana. Sugad ilang pag-film ani is diya sila dito sa Mantayan Island and Cebu Province. Paglabas ani nga movie, may patok siya. Dagay dagay nakakita tapos dagan pwede ay ganyan sa place niya kay ang ga-shoot sila sa kuan to sa beach. And then pag kuan ato yan ni patok ang isa ka movie, mas dagan og adto ang mga visitors dito kay na-curious sila pod sa ila sa asa nila gi-shoot ang isa ka movie. Coke 1996 lists the attributes associated with a successful brand. So, maani siya. Yes. So, can be a name, symbol, or both, and is well known. So, kini, wala ni siya kaning mga logo ko na makita ko na to nga para ma-known ni mo dayon ang isa good ka product nga ilang kuan ilang gilabas. Unique and cannot be copied, especially by competitors. So, for example, kana logo, kung maghimo gid kag logo, dapat gyud kanang maka-attract sa imong mga kuan gud mga target market nimo. Then syempre pod, kung di sila makakapit sa imuha, dapat ipod ka magkapit sa ila. Ana good. Yeah. Then reflective of the customer self-image. So ang kini kanang kuusay kanang patok good ron nga ginapangita ko sa ubang tao. For example kanang kuan, dagay ron ga kuan og kanang makeup ana. Then pag magkuhan kag makeup, ang makeup is very na gid siya kanang common na ba nga gina-use gid sa mga girls o sa mga guys. So pag magkuhan kag labas kag brand about makeup, magkuhan pud ka nga kanang magbutang og something unique sa mga product aron napud kay income nga makaingon sila nga naman ni kaning makaingon sila nga kanang nasa imo ang product nga wala dun sa uban, represents intangibles of a product that informs and influences a consumer at the point of consumption and provides the foundation for all marketing activity. So there is kanang gina-inform og imuhang siya imong gina-inform og imong gina-influence ang imuhang mga mga buyers good o kanang gina-guide po nimo sila kung unsa ilahang mga paliton. So, strategies for attracting visitors. According to Kotler 2002, there are 4 broad strategies for attracting visitors, residents and employees, business and industry, and for increasing exports. These are image marketing, attraction marketing, infrastructure marketing, and people marketing. So here in image marketing, nani siya 5 factors. But first is overly attractive image refers to place that need little marketing and might need a little demarketing to avoid overcrowding. So kini siya is maka-attract siya kani tourist pero overcrowded lang. For example kay kanang diya sa labas. Di ba pato kay sa mga students ang kuan sa labas kada mga fishbowl diha, galahilahig mga mga stall. Pero overcrowded lang siya. Kay to also pod makadisturbo pod siya sa mga kanang padung na gud mo uli niya dili na magpalit. Yes. Next is positive image refers to places that do not require an image change but rather a strategy to highlight a positive characteristic and deliver them effectively to the target market. So kini diriya magkuad yun, i-highlight yun nila ilahang product para sa ilahang mga target market para naay mo palit. Next is a weak image. On the other hand, refers to the places that do not have a clear message. So kini diriya kana na kay kuan na kay product nindot siya pero wala kay information kung usa gyud about ana kanang imuhang message sa ibang product is dili siya kanang clear good para good masabtan sa imong mga target market. Next is contradictory image refers to the places that have both positive and negative image. So gini ila siya ba kanang disadvantage kuan advantages sa imong mga target market pero kuan siya kaning makalibog siya sa imong mga sa imong mga customers. So negative image is probably the most difficult to address. Yes, difficult yun siya kay tungod kay wala man kay income kay siya kining kulang kag mga information good about sa imong mga products tapos kung mag-launch kag isa ka product tapos mao lang siya inana lang siya pero wala kay mga information mao na imong mga customers is mo atras siya. Yes, thank you.
Mabuhay ug madayaw. My name is Cheska Babe Serbas. Today, I'm going to discuss about my topic. Attraction marketing, improving an image through marketing communication efforts is not enough to increase arrivals. Destination need to invest in developing attractions, both natural and man-made. Bohol is one of the Philippine top tourist destinations with its popular beaches, the chocolate hills, and its centuries-old churches. In other words, attraction marketing and destination refers to the strategic use of a destination, unique qualities, experiences, and features to draw visitors in a compelling and authentic way. For example, after being hit by 7.2 magnitude earthquake in October 2013, Bohol can still rise above the ruins and bounce back as one of the country's most visited places, like the Lubuk Church, and become more popular, and the Lubuk River, and also the Lubuk Church Choir started gaining international recognition. Lastly, the river, it developed with a river cruise, wherein tourists can go around the river and will be in treated to a buffet lunch of native dishes and serenaded by musicians on board. Another example of attraction marketing is promoting the Tarsier Sanctuary. Philippine tarsier is one of the smallest primates in the world and an endangered species. The attraction is eco-conscious tourists and wildlife enthusiasts are drawn to the sanctuary by the opportunity to see the tarsier in their natural habitat. Okay, the next one is, and let's proceed to infrastructure marketing. Plays a crucial role in the holistic development of a place. Most important infrastructures that should be set in place include streets, highways, effective transport system, airports, and seaports, and telecommunication networks. Attraction marketing focuses on promoting the supporting facilities and systems that make a destination accessible, comfortable, and convenient for tourists. It emphasizes the quality of transportation, accommodation, communication networks, healthcare, and other essential services that enhance the visitor's experience. And also, infrastructure is a key factor when choosing a destination, especially especially for seeking a smooth and hassle-free trip. For example, Bohol infrastructure marketing might emphasize the seamless travel experience due to its international airport, the variety of modern eco-friendly accommodation on Panglao Island, and the well-maintained road networks that connect travelers to tourist spots like the Chocolate Hills and the Lubuk River, and the presence of reliable healthcare facilities and the eco-friendly initiatives also adds to its appeal. Promoting Bohol is not just beautiful, but also a safe, comfortable, and sustainable destination. The next one is people marketing. People marketing capital is what the Philippines has. We are a country of smiles. Our people speak English, the universal language. We are touted as the world's most hospitable people. Our overseas Filipino workers are known as the best. Filipino nurses are chosen over foreign counterparts. This is our strength, our people. Okay, people marketing often referred to as people-based marketing, or people-centric marketing involves leveraging the human elements to promote a destination. This concept focuses on the role of local residents, service providers, and ambassadors who can create authentic and memorable experiences for visitors. It recognizes that beyond infrastructure and attractions, it is often the people and their interaction with tourists that define a destination's appeal. For example, in Bohol marketing, could focus on showcasing the friendly and welcoming nature of the Boholanos, the knowledgeable local tour guides, and the enriching interaction visitors can have with the local artisans and farmers. Also, tourists are invited not just to see Bohol's natural beauty, but to experience the warmth of its people and live with lasting memories of their interaction with the locals. In short, people marketing and destination promotion emphasize the human aspect of travel, focusing on authentic interaction and cultural exchanges. Okay, thank you.
Mabuhay ug madayaw, I am Charlie Soper Malana reporting for Challenge of Destination. So according to Morgan and Pritchard 2002, suggested 5 key challenges faced by destination marketers as follows. First one is limited budget, second is politics, third one is external environment, fourth one is destination product, and the fifth one is creating differentiation. The limited budget that Richard and Morgan talking about is when the marketer doesn't have enough financial support, or let's say money, that it will cause problem on how to promote the destination. Because when you promote a place, you need any product to attract your customers. The second one is all about politics. Politics became the challenges of destination marketing in terms of taxes and political activities that could maybe affect the marketing. Third one is all about external environment. So for this one, external environment affect or be challenge for destination marketing when it causes the disruption of the plan. Like let's say for example, your destination is designed for summer, but all of a sudden a storm changed the weather for a bit. So in that way, it can affect your business. Destination product. In this matter, a lot of destination marketers does have products to sell in order for the destination to be known. And this is where the last challenge will occur, the creating differentiation. So, in order for the destination to be known, you need to create what we call uniqueness. Because in that line of business, there are a lot of competitors. So, you need to do something that is unique. So, it can make people think that the destination is wonderful and so that their experience will be worth it. In this regard, Fabricius, Carter, and Stanford 2007 made the point that two requirements are critical for destination to achieve competitive advantage over their rivals. Namely, the first one is establishing a strong and unique positioning, that is offering a different kind of experience compared to other destinations by developing the destination's attraction and resources in a way that highlight its unique features. And also the second one is delivering excellent quality experience and superior value for money by ensuring that all aspects of the visitor experience are of the highest standard and are coordinated. So for this one, it helped us to have a proper process on how we able to build connection to our customers and how we can able to provide what is the needs of the customers and also the services. And that's all. Thank you for listening to our report. Have a great day. Bye-bye.